Hey, maybe I'm there. Peter, how you doing? Hey, I'm let's see. Peter, you're on YouTube. I'm actually hey Joe. Joe's on Facebook. Okay, so guys, bear with me here. This is pretty fun. I'm trying to test some um oh, hey Megan. Hey, so check this out. I'm trying to get um and I will take some questions from there. So there's so much going on in front of me. I can't believe it. I'm trying to get software in order so that I can actually have people watching on YouTube or on Facebook, and I could see all of your comments in one spot. Because this is my never-ending pursuit to get to you guys wherever you like to see it. If you guys have any questions and anything's on your mind, I'm happy to help you. I'm if you don't mind me just looking around to make sure I can only see so many things at once. This is hey William Gates, how are you? Feel free to ask me any happy Sunday to everybody. Feel free to ask me any questions. I'm there's so I almost wish you guys could see what I'm looking at. It's literally like I'm flying a plane. How you doing, Megan? I'm multi-talented. Hey, okay, wait. Let me see if I can get this. Hey. Okay, wait. So let's get some questions. Let me get some questions up here. So Megan says, "Hey, let me try to do this." Oh, look at that. All right, hold on one thing. I gotta move something. So what do you guys see? Let me see if I can do this. Okay, so you should see Megan's question. I'm multi-talented. How do I choose a direction? So Megan, your name is not as familiar to me as some of the others. So I have a video out there on how to choose the right job. That I would definitely check out. The other thing is I have a 3-part video series on 5 steps to career 5 steps to career success, or something like the first 5 steps to career success. And a big part of it is dialing those the needs that you have, the things that you're interested in, and all that good stuff. But it's not just, hey, I'm interested in this. There's a process that you should go through in order to do that. And if you look on the front page of the Mile Walk Academy, there's it's all free, and I got a great workbook, like a self-assessment workbook and stuff. It's one of my lesser known video series, but it's one of the first ones that I ever did. It's really good stuff. Check that out. All right, let me see. So I'm guys, bear with me here. I've got 4 different chats that I'm looking at. All are in front of me to make sure that this stuff's working. I can actually see you all in the order in which you came in, all commingled into one chat. So Peter, man, you were like Johnny on the spot. Joe Winter from Louisville, love having you. Megan, I hope that got you going in the right direction. William Gates. Hey, Christina. Happy Sunday to you. Imran, hey, how are you? Hello from Ohio. Travel fun. Modest Virgo. I don't have my Virgo. One of my job search boot campers gave me a Virgo coffee cup, and I love it. I bet you I use it like 4 or 5 days of the week. Gregory Allen, I would review your CV if you if you go through my boot camp and get that. Yes, that would be cool. Things are color coded. Hey Landry, happy Sunday. Lorena, hi Andy. I'm so happy you remember struggling to root my CV and was just feeling like watching a movie instead, but your notification popped up. Awesome. Ask me some questions. I think let me see if I could do this. Okay, I just did a screenshot. I want to see if I can put this up here without totally messing this up. There's this thing that allows me to do scenes, and I want to see if I could show you what this is like really funny. This is what I'm looking at right now. Hang on, okay, wait. Can you guys see that? Okay, so let me just make sure. Like, that's what my screen looks like right now. And as you can imagine, to try to, let me see. I don't know if there's a 10-second delay. I'm just waiting to see if this pops up. So silly. Yeah, there you go. Okay, you guys are now looking at what my screen looks like. Okay, so when you want to know what live office hours looks like, it's almost this wacky. Okay, how ridiculous is that? Let me see if I can get out of there. There we go. How crazy is that? Okay, so in the so I'm trying to follow. Let me see. Somebody's got to have a question here. Well, Lorraine, that's the nicest thing ever. I went for an interview. Everything seemed to go well, but never heard back. What can I do? Imran, however long. Actually, wait. Let me see if I can get this up here. Hold on. Okay, there we go. All right, Imran's asking. Let me see if I can do this. Oop, hang on. That's right next to the finish button. We don't want to do that. Okay, so you guys should be seeing. Imran said, I went for an interview. Everything seemed to go well, but never heard back from them. What can I do? So now I don't know when the interview ended. So if it was within, a week or two, I would email them, and then I'd wait a week, and then I would call them and just express my interest. And then if another week or so goes by, I probably would send something to the effect of, I have a video out there on how to get the job after being rejected. There's a script there in that I think will really help, and that's what I would send. And the last thing I'll leave you with is, I'm on your side. You're my, you're in my community. You're my people. I care about you, and I genuinely want you to know this. You deserve to be respected. No matter what you do, no matter where you live, no matter how many years you've been working, it doesn't make any difference. We're all people. And I can't believe that companies, if you've actually had an interview with them, a phone interview, a video interview, an in-person interview, would actually completely ghost you. It's beyond my comprehension. But I do think that I would, send the message, and then the messages, that rejection message that I talk about on how to get the job after being rejected. And then that would be it. And then I would not spend any more of my time and invest in them. And I always like it when people work my job search challenge, because that's the way to generate lots of opportunities for yourself. If you're not familiar with the job search challenge, just head to my YouTube channel and just type job search challenge. So I hope that helps. All right, hang on. So you guys saw that screen thing that I did? So one of it is YouTube. One of it, there's Facebook is behind everything. I have the software that I'm using to stream. That has its own chat. And then there's another software that is allowing me to very easily, without a lot of horsepower from my machine, stream to both Facebook and YouTube. And so only one of those chats allows me to pop up things on the screen. But let me see. Let's go through here. Hey, Sabrina. Let's see. Let's pop this up. All right. Ooh, let me see if I can. Why did that work sometimes and not others? Okay. How should I negotiate salary if my temp job offers me the position? Should the salary be higher or lower than my current temp rate? Okay, so Sabrina, phenomenal question. For those folks who are not familiar with what Sabrina might be talking about, typically what happens when you're on a temporary assignment or you're on a consulting gig or a contract, they have a set rate and $1 per hour. Now, if you just take that, it's called an unloaded rate. So basically, an employer who's paying you that is paying you for your time, right? We all get that. But what they're not paying you for likely is additional time off, healthcare benefits, bonuses, other things of that nature. So it's not loaded up with, or it's not the full freight of the employer cost that really costs them to have you work with them. So if you're getting paid $10 an hour, but if they start rolling all that other stuff in, it's actually costing them $12, $13, $14, $15 an hour, then that's a little difficult. So usually what happens, and it depends what that temp assignment is, because there are people that charge $100 an hour, and if you rolled that out through the course of the year, that would be like $100 an hour times 2,000 hours would be like $200,000 a year. But lots of times companies wouldn't pay that. It depends what from a rule of thumb standpoint. But I would maybe shoot for 75% of the rate. So if you are getting paid $100 an hour, and that would be like $200,000, then what I would do is maybe take around 75%, which would drop that, if you load it all up, would be about $150,000 in salary. It's just a swag. Typically the higher up you go, the more that hourly temp rate is in relation to the total amount that you would earn in the course of the year. So just keep that in mind. But yes, but your rate, meaning your salary, should be commensurate with the value you're going to bring. But just keep in mind that if they start adding in vacations, of a nice healthcare plan, bonuses, and these other things, just to keep that in mind. But I would still point you back to all my salary negotiation stuff on my YouTube channel. All right, hope that helped. All right. Hey, Fen, how you doing? Let me see if I can. Ooh, that's a little better. Can you advise it? Let me see. All right, let me put this back up here. All right, Fen on the YouTube channel. Can you advise if to ace the interview, is it better to answer the behavior questions based on the soft skills or rather your core competencies? So, Fen, I would point you to my webinar, 3 Keys to Ace Any Job Interview, and that structurally is how I would answer behavioral interviews. It really is. And I want to say, I thought you were in my boot camp. Don't quote me on that. I thought you were in my boot camp, or you're in one of my Can you let me know which program of mine you're in? Because you probably have assets inside the program, and if you are in the boot camp, there's even something else I would point you to in the Job Interview Mastery Workshop. So can you let me know? I'll try to. I'm flying solo today, as you guys can imagine. Hey Darius, you're Miss Moxie, longtime watcher. This is my YouTube account. Love seeing the questions that you're answering. Awesome. You're telling me, hey, William Pfeiffer, Sasha, Fabricio, love that name. So I think I might be getting some folks that I don't normally get during the week when I do. It's a Sunday. Wait, I think the dogs left me when they heard all the hooting and hollering. All right, Jeff, hey to you, Melody. Hey, Joe Winter. Looks a little busy. Ooh, how funny is that? Okay. Wait, this is a great one. All right, Fen. Andy, is there a recommendation on how long your answer shall be for each interview question? It depends on what the question is. If they want you to tell them a story, it's going to be a little bit longer. If they want you to walk them through something that you did, it's going to be a little bit longer. So there's no way I could give you an exact answer. However, this I will say. I do a lot of interview coaching, like one-on-one coaching with folks, and one of the biggest areas that a very popular area that a lot of people want to focus on is role playing their interview responses. One thing that I can tell you is virtually everyone that I coach, obviously not every single person, but many of them, their answers are a lot longer than they need to be. And we are all tempted, and we naturally want to do that because we've lived through certain things that we want to share. And a lot of times when you're in an interview, the interviewer is looking for particular things, and a lot of the stuff that we share about the details of the story that we're sharing with them are not necessary for them to understand. It's interestingly, it happens inside the Mile Walk Academy system. Every day in the morning, I go into the system and I answer people's questions. And most of the time, not all the time, they put a lot more information in it than I actually need to answer their question. These tendencies carry into when you're sharing your stories and things like that. So I don't have a specific amount of time that it should be, but I would say you want to focus on just the information that they need to know in order to get what it is that they need. And I would point you back to that 3 Keys to Ace Any Job Interview webinar again. And if you look at, because one of the components is keeping it short and simple. When you keep it short and simple, but you need to know what the minimum amount of information is that needs to go in there in order to honor some of the other traits and characteristics that I want you to include in your stories, like being organized, making sure that the right details are in there. So I know that was a little bit of a vague answer as far as, not a set number of minutes, but usually it can be shorter, and I would practice and I would record myself. And if you really want, record yourself like on a FaceTime or on your phone or something like that. All right, Colleen, let's get you in here. All right, Colleen. Andy, I've been following you for a while. I am up for a phone interview tomorrow, and usually after that, I get an interview. Okay, got my fingers crossed for you. Or Colin, sorry. Once when I go to a face-to-face, I see the disappointment on their face, and through friends in the industry, I get the same excuse. I don't need their demographics, and being an older male. Okay, we all know what that means. How do I shed that image? Okay, so first thing is, I'm an older male too, so I understand. And I don't know how old you are. I'm 53, but when you get in your 50s and your 60s, I understand how this can be. So a couple things. I do have some videos on my YouTube channel about how to deal with discrimination. So I have some videos on how to actually search. And in one of the videos called Job Search Advice for Over 50-Year-Olds, I actually talk about how to surface opportunities that are right for you that will lower the probability that you will encounter this kind of bias, ageism biases and those kind of things when you get into the interview. Okay, that's one video I would point you to. Another video I would point you to is overcoming ageism in an interview, or overcoming age discrimination in a job interview. I have a video on that as well, and that talks about recognizing the different biases that people have just about older workers, that you're kind of set in your ways. You're not really on the cutting edge, or you're not current. You're not really willing to learn new things. You might want to move a little slower. These are not truths, they're just biases that you need to overcome. That video talks about those, and I think you can even preempt some of those biases, because what you're not trying to overcome is the fact that you are old. I'm as spry as ever. I work a ton. I work out a ton. I'm good to go. I'm full of juice. You know what I mean? So how do you overcome that in a job interview? I would check those out. I don't know if you, I know this was on Facebook. I don't know if you follow me on YouTube, but those would be a couple. I have a few others out there too, and I think that those 2 videos will put things in the right light for you. But good luck on that, Colin. Yeah, Modest Virgo, you wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it. Let me see. Ayushi, college freshman. Here we go. Let me pop this up. Okay. Ayushi, I hope that's how you pronounce your name. Hey, Andy, I'm a college freshman majoring in computer science. Good for you. I have been doing a lot of things to help build my CV, but would like some tips to stand out as a freshman. So I'm going to give it to you fast and simple. If this is your attitude, you're in great shape. If this is already how you feel, I promise you'll do well in life. I really mean that. I don't know if you have my collegiate resume template. That is something I would definitely get, and I would format your resume in that fashion. And one other thing, and I don't say this a lot, but, and this goes, by the way, not just for Ayushi, who's a college freshman, but for anybody out there any professional in my age, anywhere in between us, when you think about, you're a freshman, think about all the things you'd like to accomplish before you are a graduating senior. So I have my mic over there. Hopefully this is better now. So think about everything that you want to accomplish. Are there internships that you want to accomplish, companies that you want to work for, things of that nature, and start making a checklist of some goals that would be life building, resume building, and those kind of things. If you are a worker and you're working, there's nothing wrong with a 1-year list and a 3-year list and a 5-year list. Go at it. But that, I guarantee you work your way into those, you'll do well. You really will. All right. Let me see. Try Sarah Naps. I don't know if I got that right. Just want to say I've never seen any of your stuff live as I'm working, but I really appreciate your content. It has helped me so much, and I've referred several friends to your channel. Love having you. Great to have you. I know it's difficult for everybody to see it live. I'm going to try to do some specials in the evening, but what's really funny is I used to do that where I'd move my time around throughout the days and the day of the week and all that stuff. But actually, and I don't know if you guys know this, but nearly 50% of the people in the Mile Walk Academy live outside the U.S. Everybody's in different time zones. So whenever I move stuff, the U.S., where I am, I'm Central Time in the U.S., half of you are here. And it's really interesting because most of my YouTube views, only half of them are in the U.S. So it's really something. But great to have you. I appreciate that, and I thank you for the referrals too. All right, William Gates. Andy, I'm not being accepted by the hiring manager. I asked the recruiter to get some feedback. Why? Is that a valid question? It is. But William, one of the things that I would point out is companies are not always going to be honest. So if the hiring manager, if the recruiter looks at you, you're talking to the recruiter, you seem to be hitting it off, then all of a sudden you move over to the recruiter takes your material over to the hiring official, they go, and then the hiring official is not wanting you or your background. That transaction, meaning you hit it off with the recruiter, but the recruiter comes back and says the hiring manager didn't want to talk to you. In those cases, you have a greater likelihood to get the feedback, because what the recruiter will likely say in those cases is, oh, well, the hiring official then looked at your background and he or she didn't see enough of this, didn't see enough of that, or whatever. Now, it may or may not be a valid reason, but whenever somebody has an opinion about you, I want all of you to recognize, number one, it's just their opinion. But the most important thing that you can do for yourself when somebody's opinion about you differs than what you know to be true is it isn't, okay, well, you think that. What's more important is why they think what they think. So if the hiring official, for example, comes back and says, well, I really would have liked to have seen more experience in these areas, and you're thinking, wow, I've got a ton of experience in that area, then what that's telling you is, but you didn't articulate it in your resume, or you didn't articulate it in the interview with the recruiter, or right, you didn't point it out to the recruiter, say, hey, oh, that seems to be important to you. Now, I didn't highlight a lot of that on my resume, but let me tell you a little bit about some of the projects I did in that area. Things like that. When I always tell people, when you're asking for feedback, and I'm actually going to do a video on this because I think this is such a big deal, because I do think you should ask for feedback, but I think you need to be careful about the type of feedback you ask for. You are not asking for feedback about how to be a better professional. Nobody who knows you for 10 minutes or an hour is going to be able to give you legit experience. What you are looking for when you are interviewing is feedback about how to be a better interviewer, feedback about how to prep your resume better,
feedback about how to highlight certain things in your stories has everything to do with what's happening with you inside the interview. Don't look for opinions about how to grow as a professional. That's nonsense. What you need is feedback about how to become a better interviewer for what you're going through. So I hope that helps. All right. Peter, I don't think... You know what? Stacy and Kara are probably out playing with their kids and their dogs and their whatevers right now. They're like, what are you doing? Imran, oh, lots of Canadians. Ooh, let's put this back up here. Modest Virgo, the response from follow-up, thank you. Thanks for your interest in follow-up email. We will update you about the process. This was a week ago. What's your thoughts? A week is not a terribly long amount of time. So what I actually think about that is the first thing, and I don't know if you saw my 4-part job interview mastery workshop. We did it live. It's not up on YouTube anymore. We did it in my Zoom platform. But the one thing that I would always tell all of you when you're in an interview process, there's 3 things you got to get when you leave the interview process, whether you get them from the interviewer or you get them from the recruiter or the HR person or whoever's quarterbacking your process. What would be the next steps? If all goes well, what would those be? Who will I hear back from, and when should I hear back? So, you're going to get back to me in a week. You're going to get back to me in a couple weeks because you're interviewing a couple more candidates. Great. Just you want to know, because then that's going to tell you when to follow up. That's not terribly long. So I'm glad. Thanks for sharing that. All right, Gregory Allen. I have LinkedIn with a partner of a consulting firm. Okay. Can I send him a short CV asking for work? Ireland here, so it's late. Yeah. So you're maybe 9:20? I don't know if it's... the lighting's kind of bad. I need to get my... Actually, I think I turned off my... I did. I turned off the settings on the camera. So, if you LinkedIn, I'm not sure if you mean you sent a connection request or you actually sent an in-mail. If you sent an in-mail and you connected and you have interest in working with them, I always like my boss hunting cover letter. If you're not sure what that is, just go to my channel and just type boss hunting in the search bar. That's the approach I would take. If you already connected, I don't always recommend that. I don't ever actually recommend you connect with somebody and then follow up. I always recommend sending them a message and then connecting after you've made that initial connection. But you sure can do that. Fen, you're welcome. Marion, hello to you. Oop, I like this one here. Hold on. All right. Triceranaps. I don't know if I'm getting the accents on the right or breaking up the syllables the right way. You've mentioned in several videos that information on Glassdoor and other similar sites isn't accurate. That's true. Yes, I mentioned that, and yes, that's true. Do you have any tips on helping us evaluate how much we are realistically worth? Okay, so now you're asking about compensation. So here's how I do this. I do not believe. So that's a great. Okay, so I'm trying to think of the best way I want to articulate this to you. If I'm you all and I'm going into a job interview process and I'm trying to figure out what my value is, while I might have an idea in mind of what others in the market are getting paid or what Glassdoor is saying is what they're paying their people or whatever it might be, I think about how much that I think I'm worth, and the way that I figure out and help triangulate that is if I'm going to go through the interviewing process. So I'm a big believer in not giving the employer compensation numbers up front. It is uninformed. And when I say uninformed, I don't mean that you haven't gone out and done your homework and researched and talked to people and got an idea of what you think certain jobs pay, your job, the job before yours, the job after yours, that kind of stuff. Yes, there's all that kind of data. However, The uninformed part comes in a couple places. Number one, you don't know exactly what this company is going to ask you to do. You don't know exactly what this company's entire compensation package looks like, meaning there could be bonuses, there could be excessive number of vacation days, healthcare might be fully paid for, there might be profit sharing, 401k matches, all these other things that they roll in that are valuable to you. So when you give numbers up front, it's often just simply uninformed, and you don't know how badly they need you at the moment, and you don't know how much they love you. And in the beginning, they're never going to love you as much as hopefully at the end when they get to know you better. So when I get down to the end, I want to make them come to me with a number. And then from there, I'm going to determine, do I need to go way higher, a little higher? Is that number good? I'm always probably going to counter even if I think the number is acceptable. So I'm more about, triangulating it based on what they think of me. Then it's my job, your job, in order not to lower your number to the point where somebody will accept you. Your job is the same as my job when I offer my products and services to the world. My job isn't to lower the rate of my products so that more people will buy it. My job is to illuminate for you, highlight for you, show you how much value you're going to get as a result of this, of me helping you do this, or of you enrolling in one of my products or something like that. For you, it's about helping the company understand what it is, that how their lives are going to change as a result of you being there, and then what value they place on that. And in return for that value you're going to contribute, this is how much money you cost. This is what I want in salary. And your focus should be on the value you're going to create for them, not how little you're willing to take. So it's not an exact science where you walk in and you say, I'm worth X. Do you know that I have different programs where the time and expense that my time and expense, that what they pay for that expertise is different depending on the structure of what they're doing and what I'm doing with them. It's the same kind of thing for you. A different company is willing to pay a different rate because they might value it more. So I hope that helps. It's not an exact science for sure. I would really, really check out all the salary videos. And I just did one, literally, I think we just released it on Tuesday last week, about, it was kind of an update to, I had one in 2018 called The Best Answer to What's Your Expected Salary, and I just did an update to that last Tuesday called, What Are Your Salary Expectations, how to answer that in 2020. So hopefully you caught that. All right, great question. Darius, how do I answer, why do you want to work for this company if I don't remember what the company it was and what position after so many emails? So, well, those are two totally separate things. Number one, you go back to my video on why do you want to work here. I actually have a video on that. Second thing is, if you get caught off guard, like, the only reason you would be caught off guard and not remember what the company was after so many emails is if they called you. And if they call you, my recommendation is get off the phone immediately. Just say, hey, thanks for calling me. Which organization are you from? I would love to set up a time to talk with you. Then I would go back, and it wouldn't make any difference why you applied there in the first place. You now know who they are. And then you go back and you look at that video I just mentioned and then isolate all your reasons why you want to work there. But if they're emailing you, you should be keeping track of where you're applying. So I always recommend that. So I hope that helps. But yes, that is what I would do. Terry Freeman, how are you? Hey, Sasha. Okay, if you guys are wondering on the tools, I'm using Ecamm Live. Ecamm Live. You guys see me Thursday live office hours. For a long time, I've been using Wirecast. That's the kind of the TV-like software that allows me to do things and images and all that other stuff, lower thirds or whatever. And it's a nice product. Ecamm Live is a bit more flexible. It uses a lot less power. It doesn't overheat my machine ever, and it allows me to do a number of other things a lot more effectively, like zipping up your stuff, the chat integrations, and things like that. I'm using Restream.io so that I'm casting this on Facebook, so it's on my Facebook page as well. And so Ecamm doesn't allow me to multicast, but if I integrate with Restream, so now I got another software. So now I got Facebook open, I got YouTube open, and if LinkedIn would ever let me go live on LinkedIn, I'd go there too. But that's what I'm using, and then this chat thing that's popping up, that's part of the Ecamm software. Let me pop this up. Adam, how are you? Question, as far as keywords go, do you recommend a limit like LinkedIn 10, whereas JobScan may recommend a lot more? Adam, I just want you to go to my video on resume buzzwords versus keywords, or maybe keywords versus buzzwords. I can't remember which way I articulated it. Remember this. So for those of you that don't know the LaCivita resume template, there's a career profile at the top, which is like a summary. Then there's highlights. Then there's your professional experience. Then your education's at the bottom. That's for most of you. When you put keywords in your resume, if you are concerned about applicant tracking systems, and because you mentioned JobScan, and I like the tool, it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. When you put keywords in the top of your career profile, top of your resume, or in your highlights, the human eye, the person who's looking at it, that's going to be good. It's going to resonate with them. And you want there to be congruence between what you're listing and what you say you do. So if you're a project manager, for example, what words that would be congruent, keywords that would be congruent, things like project management, right? Program management, organizational skills, people management skills, work planning, right? Time management, all that good stuff. That makes sense to me, right? Those go together, okay? So, and then as you go through your resume, the applicant tracking systems, we suspect, and I'll always tell you that we suspect because nobody knows for sure, and not all applicant tracking systems treat the keywords the same way. But if you have a keyword inside a segment of your work history where you've worked there for quite a bit, let's say, 2015 to present. Okay, well, if you got project management in there, the ATS is going to give you credit. That's one keyword, but you were there for 6 years or 5 years or whatever, right? That's better than project management listed one time if you only say 2019 to present, right? So it's not always how many times does the keyword is the keyword included. It's where's the keyword. So if you got the keyword up at the top, but you haven't assembled it or put it inside the professional experience in any particular place, isn't that kind of fishy, right? So check that out. I think that will really help you. But yes, I don't like to see it stuffed either. So check that video out. Oh, we got a Facebooker here. Manita, I'm thinking of doing a 1-minute video resume profile. Any tips? So here's what I would do. Now, I'm not a real big fan of this, like having resume videos and all that good stuff. The only reason I am not a fan is I don't want anybody to discriminate against you. Okay, so I'm a cause and effect, probability and odds, ROI kind of guy. Okay, so if I'm going to create a video. In my business, it's very important because if you are ever going to enlist me as a coach or a trainer or whatever, you're going to want to know my delivery, my style, and all that good stuff. If I'm going to hire you and you're a technician or you're an administrator or you're a CFO or you're an accountant or you're whatever, certain communication skills are going to matter more than others in high communication or high touch type positions. But yes, I would like to see your style and all that good stuff, but I would rather you, depending on what your function is, wait until you get into the phone interview or a video interview or the in-person interview to do that. And I would not give anybody the opportunity to dismiss me because of something they saw on my video. And you can do that in 10 seconds. Meaning the biases or the discrimination can occur. Let's be honest, and I don't mean this in a mean way, it's just a fact of the matter. interviewing is a discrimination activity. It is. That is what's happening. And discrimination, while being a terrible word, isn't always bad, because I have to make a judgment based on my experience. When I look at somebody like this who's been at these places or not, or has these skills or not, or has these experiences or not, I have to extrapolate how they're going to perform at my company. That happens. And then my history is different than your history, meaning my upbringing is different than what I would say is my upbringing has taught me to respect everybody, be open-minded, and all that good stuff. But not everybody's been brought up that way, and not everybody believes that. So for all those times where somebody might discriminate against you, I would not want that to happen to you. So that's why I'd say, so what I would do if you really want to do one, I would probably put it on my LinkedIn profile and put it in the summary and attach it there. And it just says, 1 minute get to know me video. And if you want, if you're exchanging emails with an organization that seems to like you and your background and all that good stuff, and you want to point them there, that's fine. But here again, I would be worried about the discrimination. So I'm not a negative thinker, but in this kind of situation where you're marketing yourself, I just want you to be really careful about how something like this might hurt you. Because the likelihood is there's a greater likelihood that it would hurt you than it would help you. That's what I mean. All right, I hope that helps. How are we doing? Can you hear me okay? I got the little light. I got the little light going, and I probably should have set that up a little better before. Everybody's good. You can see me. This thing's on. Okay. Oh, Fen, you blew your first interview with your dream company. Yes, you should be. Folks, I know I didn't want this to be I don't mean for this to be a sales thing or anything, but we're in the middle of a job search boot camp right now. On this coming up Friday, we have a live session. On this Friday, I'm role-playing the toughest interview questions. What's your management style? Tell me about a time when something went wrong. You had disagreements. I'm running them. I'm running one after another, and I'm gonna help my boot campers. So if it's something that you're thinking about and you missed that little special I had Friday, if you email support@milewalk.com, I will give you a private link, and in you go for that discounted price, and you can get in there if you want. So I just I want you in because I want you getting your dream job, not blowing the interviews. Answer duration. Great advice. Short, organized, and simple always wins out. It does not need to be long to be powerful. It really doesn't. Megan, hipster glasses. Wait, no. Oh, you mean was it one of the emojis or something? Sasha, here we go. Hey, Marlon, how are you two? All right, Sasha, I'm currently on a 6-month rotation at work. Now they announced that they'll open up a 12-month stretch assignment. What would you recommend is the best way for me to approach this? So, Sasha, you know me well enough. I'm going to tell you to go right to them and say, hey, this is opening up and I would like to pursue it. I'm not just based on that question and only knowing that. I'm assuming this is a different assignment, or it's like the next step up. You say 12-month stretch assignment. I'm all about going and asking for what I want, and you can always say it in a tactful manner. And you know what, you're a good dude. Good luck with it. I mean, if you want to give me more insight, I'll be happy to give you more color. Colin, you're welcome. Let me see. Imran. Let me see if I get this right here. After a tech round, I ask questions like core skills to succeed. Awesome. Good question. Surprise if I join, etc. as per YouTube. Yes, good. Then the chief technology officer comes in and says, I am here to ask any questions. I am here to ask any questions. I'm not sure if there was another thing here. Oh, look at this. What other questions to ask the CTO? So if it's a C level, let me see if I can get this up. Oh yeah. All right, here we go. Hang on, let me see if I can get this down so it's not like across my face. There we go. If it's a C level, I would be at the strategy level, at the very high level. Imran, best thing you can do if if you don't have interview intervention, for $7 materials fee, I'll ship it anywhere in the world. But the more important thing that I want to point you to is in interview intervention, you get the ebook and the audiobook right away. But in addition to the book, there is, when you do that little $7 thing, maybe you already have this, there's an ebook in there called How to Interview the Employer, 75 great questions to ask before you take any job. If you look at that, there are going to be questions that you would want to ask senior executives, and the CTO is what I would consider a senior executive without a doubt. And I would definitely be talking about technology trends and where they're going and what he feels are the technologies that, or she or whoever it is, that will help them move the business forward, and which technologies they feel are holding the business back. And if those are holding the business back, what are they going to do to improve them, augment them, trade them out, or whatever? So you obviously are in the tech area. So that's what I would do. I'd get the book, I'd get the booklet that comes with it, and I would look through those questions. Tammy Hayward, it's really me, live on a Sunday. Yes, you know what? I've been tinkering with this software, and you know what? You can only do so much by yourself. So I couldn't, it's so funny because this streaming software that allows me to do the multi-streaming, like I could go live in all over, like on Twitch and all these other things too. But they won't let me set my public stuff to private, so I have to do it for reals. So yes, it's me. And Selena Freeman, how are you? My new boot camper and my all-around great pal from, I don't know if you're from Orlando, but I know you met me in Tampa, or in Clearwater, which was awesome. Modest Virgo, I met with the CEO and senior advisor for first interview for ops director. What can be next in the interview process? Just about anything. Who knows? Maybe you'll meet the staff, some team members, internal customers. Every company's a little different. Oh, wait, that's Mom. Mom, how you doing? Fam chat was fun. I posted my picture of me and the missus. Tell Dad I said hi. Love you. All right. Here we go. Bernice. Andy, any gold nuggets on interviewing for C-suite jobs? Yes. I got 12 golden nuggets. Okay, here's my best advice. So far I watched your video and it was helpful. Okay, so I have a couple things to say. So I have multiple videos for senior level people. There is one video that is without question one of the top 5 packages I've ever put together. It's maybe top 3. And it is about executive level interviews. It's about a 20-minute video. There's that one, and there's also 3 keys to interviewing for a senior role or winning a senior role. That's also on the YouTube channel. The most important thing about executive level interviews is executive level thinking as it relates to how everything fits together. So it's one thing to know how to do your job. So if I had a chief operating officer interviewing with me that understood operations and sales and marketing and delivery and whatever, supply and so forth, that's great. But if I could get the COO or whoever to understand how everything fits together, we're talking about not just how what you do matters and the units that you're managing and how they fit together, but how what you do fits not only within the entire organization and all the cause and effects inside, but outside in the trends, the market trends, and where your company is going and how it's going to get there and what the risks are, what the market risks are, what the customer risks are, and all those other good things. And then the other thing is how, looking the other way, are we going to attract the right kind of resources? The right kind of resources could be partners, right? Alliance relationships, could be employees, and all that other stuff. Executives, no matter who you are, no matter what you manage, no matter what unit you're in, have to know all of that stuff. So beyond some of the things that I mentioned in those videos, I would be thinking along those lines for sure. Good luck, Bernice. And Wilson, hey! Kathleen Phillips, how are you? I'm putting you up there just because I miss you so much. I wish, that's the one thing that I lose when I do this integrated stuff is I lose your pictures. All right. JC, Greg Allen, hey. You're welcome. JC, value is regional. That could be too. That's true. Fenny, that's how you say your name. I didn't get the offer after the in-person interview. Shall I seek feedback from the interviewers? Yes. It's okay to seek it. And it's great, via LinkedIn. But I would first go to whoever was quarterback in your process, and now as I'm reading this, I understand that you're talking about from the interviewers directly. You certainly can. I just want you to keep in mind, it could be a little touchy if you go directly to them, especially if you're going to be reaching out via email or LinkedIn or something of that nature. What I would recommend, if you would like to go that route, for any of you that want to just kind of gnaw at you, I'd probably send a message to the interviewers that you would hope to get feedback on or from, and I wouldn't directly ask. I would send them a message and I would say, I was so disappointed. I really enjoyed meeting you, wanted to work with you, and so forth. I would love to stay in touch. If there's any, helpful insight you can give me as I go out into the world and search for my dream job, I would appreciate it. I respect your opinion and hope we can stay in touch. Something like that. And then you might get something back like, oh, Fenny, I was really pulling for you. We ended up picking somebody who, whatever, and you might get a little insight. But that's how I would look at that. That's how I would look at that. Linda Perilla. What I'm facing right now is I have the skills and experience, but I'm losing against people who have experience in that specific. Keep at it. You know what, Linda? My best advice there is you gotta keep looking for people who are open to taking chances on you, right? Like you've got good skills, but maybe it's not like in the financial services, in the healthcare, in the whatever. And you just got to keep looking. I always say, don't spend a lot of time trying to convince somebody to buy something that they don't want to buy, and if they don't already believe in it. And if you've got to get them over that hump, it's a real uphill battle. You have to find the person who's already open-minded, that even though you don't have the experience in the specific field, that they're open to hiring somebody like that, as long as. So it's always going to be an as long as you have whatever it is, these capabilities, this type of experience, this level of organizational skills, whatever it might be, they'll have that list. They'll know what that is. So hang in there. Let me see, Chris. Any tips on applying to a company I've been rejected by in the past? A year ago, should I mention the previous application? So Chris, this is my take on this. It is okay, without a doubt, to apply to a company that you have been rejected. The thing that I try to do, though, if that's the case, is I would try to go directly back to the people I last interacted with, assuming that you left on good terms. Like they said, Chris, man, we're so close. We just picked this other gal, this other guy, because he or she had this or that. The team really loved you. If the feedback was generally positive, cool. Go back to those people and say, hey, I noticed there's another position or another one opened up on the team or whatever it is. Do you think this would be that I would be good for this role? And see if you can get some wind at your back going in. If those people are gone or you don't feel like you're really connected well with them, it's okay to go in the other door. I would not say anything about your previous application, but if you do get an interview, I would mention it. I would say, oh, you know what? I was so thrilled to get this opportunity. I got passed over about a year ago. I was really, really looking for other opportunities to get into your organization, because they're going to have it in your file. And now the recruiter may or may not have seen it. The hiring official may not have seen it, or the HR person or whatever. But I would get it up and out quickly to be above board. All right. How we do? Like, I have no idea how many of you guys are here. So wait, can I just check something really quickly? I see some feed on the Facebook. So there's some people there. I see a bunch of you in YouTube. And hang on, I got to get rid of these, like, I got these little thumbnails everywhere. It's just a bunch of stuff in the way. All right, let me see. This is, all right. Let me see what we got here. All right, let's see what this is. JC. I saw a job opening in a company that fits me perfectly. Awesome. I was preparing my resume. When I went back, the posting was gone. Should I send my resume to them anyway if they filled the position? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. You don't know why the position disappeared. Somebody might have taken the job. You don't know if they signed it, showed up, didn't show up, worked out, didn't work out. You never know. So I would do it. Now, I always like to go direct. So I never love going in the applicant tracking system. So, but that I would definitely, yes, 100%. One company shared their, I'm not sure if there's a question. Let me see if this, Fanny, one company shared their budget, which is 30% below my expected salary. Shall I still move the process forward with them? I don't want to waste both parties' energy if it's too big a gap. So I can't tell you what to do. So I can never do that. But here's how I would think this through. If you are in between jobs, meaning you're looking for your next gig and you have the time and availability, then yes, 100% go. If it's a situation where, I know they showed their budget and it may not be, maybe you make 100,000 and they're saying it's 70,000 or whatever it is, they might look at you and say, no, you're worth 100. Right? You don't know that. You won't know that till you talk to them. If it's me, here's the way I live my life. I always go forward. I don't consider anything I do a waste of time. I'm not being funny. Like, I literally consider nothing that I do a waste of time. Of course, I spend more time doing something. None of this is a waste of time today. I'm going to break a few things, but I got to help. Like, everything that I do, there's some value in it. And some mornings I go through things and I don't get as much done as I thought I would. It wasn't a waste of time. I learned something. Sometimes I meet with people, or we tried to recruit them, didn't turn out. Sometimes I try to coach them, didn't turn out. Whatever it is, I never consider anything a waste. There's value in that. Now, it's up to you. If you want to give it a try, I always say I would rather err on the side of aggression and commission than omission. So I always will take a chance. I always will take a chance because it's the art of the possible, right? The art of the possible, and you never know. And I always say this to you all who spend a lot of time submitting your resume into applicant tracking systems. When you do that, and it's path of least resistance, and even though the ATSs are a bit painful, it's pretty non-resistant for you to take your resume, cut, copy, paste, attach the cover letters, whatever you got to do. But the return is low, right? The reward is lower, right? The percentage of people who actually see your resume is lower. But if you sent 10 thoughtful, direct emails to individuals, I would rather you spend to 10 individuals than 150 applications in the applicant tracking system because of the art of the possible. It's a little bit more difficult to research, target, create that thoughtful email even from a template and send it, and you put yourself out there in a position to get hurt. But you also put yourself in a position of what's more probable. There's a greater likelihood that person can help you. And the one thing you will never get with the applicant tracking system that you will always get with a human is the possibility that you might develop a relationship. They might refer you to somebody else. Something might happen. The art of the possible. When you're sitting in there loading your resume in the applicant tracking system, a lot of you guys get frustrated and you think you stink when you don't. It's just that's a structure that isn't set up for success, not for real success. So yes, some of you are going to get your jobs that way, but I'm just talking about the art of the possible. So getting back to Fenny, I would definitely go. if it was me and I had the time, and I would not consider any of it a waste. And if you get there and you say, nope, they won't budge, okay, guess what? Check them off your list. You know that that's not for you. You know that's probably not a company that's progressive and thinks creatively. And that's how and now you know one more thing. That's seriously how I do it. Sam, I am live. Okay, PvP Steve, what do we got? Is it improper to wear the same clothes I wore to the interview to the job? No, of course not. No, do it. I only got so many clothes, man. You guys have just seen about everything I got in my wardrobe. It's the same thing. All right, let me see. What do we got here? Amir. Thanks, Andy. I currently hold a key position at a small biotech startup. Not a founder, but almost. All right, awesome. I'm offered 2x compensation by a second, more mature startup. Want to work for both. How do I ask that? So I'm not sure I understand. Are you saying obviously you want to pick one? So wait, I'm not sure I'm getting this right, but assuming you're only going to work at one of them, if another one offered you twice the money, you have a couple of options. The second one I don't love. So here's what you could do, and let me give you my thoughts on each. So you either take the job, the 2x job, and you go. Fine, that's cool. I would totally support you, and high five. If you go back to your current employer and say, this other company offered me 2x, and I'm the founder and CEO, and you're my right hand man. Now, how am I going to feel? Now, the cat's out of the bag, and you got the scarlet letter, if you know that analogy, on your chest, right? And so you could say, look, you could do all the dancing you want, meaning, it just sort of happened. I didn't really design it. They came calling, this and that, right? But I know the possibility is there. And then you'd say, well, you don't have to give me twice as much, but, can you give me a bump or something like that? But I just don't love the counteroffer or the threat of leaving. I'm more of a fan of make your decision or don't, go or don't say anything. But that's a toughie. I just want what's best for you. But that's toughy. Abraham, let me see. Which sections should a fresh graduate add on their resume if they don't have any work experience or volunteering or extracurricular experience? Asking for a friend. Okay, so I get that this happens. But you got to put school projects. You got to put something that's practical that the world will value outside of school. Like you're going to have to. Obviously, these are school projects, but you're going to have to highlight them in as much of a real world environment as you can. If there was anything related to these school projects that extended, like research, surveying, interviewing people at companies to gather data, to whatever, I would try to get those out there. Key, school projects included or something like that. It's a toughie. It really is. All right. E.W. Murphy. Hello, how do you present yourself at an interview and convince the hiring manager when you have the relevant years of functional experience but did not come from the same domain industry? So what you're saying as an example, and I don't know, E.W. Murphy, what you do, but let's say you're a project manager. It's kind of a universal example, and maybe you have the relevant years of functional experience, meaning you know how to run projects, but you did it in the financial services space and not the healthcare space. I don't think that's a problem in the least. That's me, because I think the foundational abilities, that relevant experience, and then all the foundational traits, like in this example, right? Good organizational skills, good people skills, good work planning skills, good team leadership skills, so on and so forth. I would highlight all that stuff. And then what you could do is, if it's me and I'm the project manager in the financial services space and I'm going to interview with the healthcare company, you bet your butt I'm coming in with the analogies already mapped. Meaning, I have done these project management programs inside financial services organizations, manufacturing organizations, whatever it is. And they're really very similar to healthcare insofar as on the healthcare side, it will be done this way. In the financial service side, we did it this way. It's pretty much analogous. Here's why, here's how, here's whatever. So they already understand that you're coming in and you're drawing those analogies, and what that does is they know they get comfortable that you're shrinking that you'll shrink the learning curve. That's how I would do that. Actually, to be honest with you, in most situations, if they're interviewing you, this goes back to everything I always say in interview intervention and every time I open my mouth. If you are in an interview, you're qualified. They've already said so. So if I'm looking at your resume and I see project manager and I see financial service, I don't really care that you don't know healthcare, because I already feel like I can teach you that, because if I didn't think so, you wouldn't be sitting here in the interview. But even so, I would still have the analogies mapped. So I hope that helps. Oop. I just realized I did not put, I'm doing this on Wi-Fi, so hopefully it's coming through. Hey, Evelyn O. Kendra, love the name. Is it Pascucci? Hello, I have an interview tomorrow morning at a law office for a legal secretary position. Good luck. I get really nervous in interviews. Any tips? Yes. Get a good night's sleep. Do some deep breathing. And make sure you watch my interviews on confidence. I have a couple of them out there. You will do fine. And I would love to know how it goes. And will you do me a favor and go on my YouTube channel somewhere and pop a comment? I'll see it. Let me know. Say, hey, it's Kendra from Sunday. The interview went great. All right. How we do? So wait, I just want to glance at the chat. So I have a question. Can you guys, so I have this set up so that if you're in YouTube right now, you should be able to see the Facebook comments. However, if you are in Facebook, you will not be able to see the YouTube comments because Facebook's API does not allow it. So can you guys just let me know? I'm going to zip down to the bottom of the chat. Anybody, I'm at the bottom of the YouTube chat. I see Ruthie, right after Ruthie. Not sure why. Wait, you're right at your channel? Because I'm an all-around fun guy. Come on. Oh, love it. Yes, Megan. So Megan, are you saying you guys can see the Facebook comments, right? Oh, Ginny Greco. How you doing? Okay, so that's cool. But on Facebook, you guys can't see. You probably can't see all the YouTube stuff. And you know what? Let me see if I could do this. I want to refresh my screen. Like, hopefully it blows up. Jay, you're saying you can't see the Facebook comments. No. So, yes. So some of you can see them and some of you can't. So when I look at my YouTube chat, I see all of you guys, yes to Facebook. Okay, Wanderlust, wonderful. And because I'm looking at different chat things, so because I'm popping stuff up onto the screen. This is a YouTube comment test. So Kier, yes, pop-ups are coming up for Facebook and YouTube. Okay, hey Sam, how are you? Okay, that's cool. Probably because I'm on my phone. Okay, oh, interesting. Wait, that's good. That we can see both. Okay, great. All right, let me see. Where was I? We saw Kendra. And wait, this looks like a good one. All right, a company flew me across the country to interview. I never gave an expected salary, good, but did give current compensation when asked. Their offer wasn't good enough to move. Tips for saying no. Yes. You know what? I would just say, look, I loved the opportunity. I really want to take this opportunity. It's a big decision. Wait, by the way, don't only say this if this is true. It's a big decision to move me, my family, or me and my dog, whatever, just me by myself. And the comp just isn't quite there. If you like the opportunity and you would move for more money, then what I would say is, I love the opportunity. I want to move. I just can't move for that rate, that pay. So I want you to know, if you raise it, I would move. And what you want to do is you want to leave them with that, because you told them, I will do this if you change this. And here's what's going to happen. They're going to go off and they're going to interview other people. And they may not find anybody near as awesome as you. And then they're going to go back and they're going to say, you know what? We should have just paid him more, or her more, or whatever, them more, and be done with it. Believe me, sometimes we all get prettier when we just stand still. Okay? So, but that's what I would. And I would just say, and now if that's not true and you don't want to go there, then that's for an entirely different reason. That's just, hey, you would go if it was for more money, then you should tell them that. I would tell them that. Say, hey, I really want to work here, but I just can't do it for that because it's a big move for me. Good luck with that. All right. Dana Dane, what a name. That's your real name? Jace, okay, so how do we sign up for your boot camp? Two, three things, because there's a couple right in a row there. If you go to the Mile Walk Academy, milewalkacademy.com, just scroll down. There's a card there that says Job Search Bootcamp, $597. If you click that card, it'll take you to the page, and you can see everything that you get, okay? And normally that's $597, and people pay that when we're in between our promotions. Right, the promotion that we had a couple weeks ago ended, and then I basically gave a special last Friday. We had some more people jump in. That's great stuff. If you want the $100 off, which is what the promotion was, so for $497, you can get in. It's a sweet deal because it's everything you ever will need, and it's 24 private live coaching, group coaching sessions with me where I answer all your questions and I teach you more stuff. And this Friday coming up, we're going to be role-playing with these tough interview questions. It's really a gas. So, but email support@milewalk.com, and I'll get the email, or Kara will get the email tomorrow, but I'll likely get it today because I have to go through my email anyway. And I will send you a link, a private link that gives you the special rate, and then you'll have everything. Everything that's on that page, you'll get. It's all recorded. It's all ready. I don't hold anything back because I don't see the point in that. Get you what you need. Let's get you where you want to go. And so just email support@milewalk.com, and then that way I can give you the private link and get the $100 off. The alternative is you can go just buy it and then email me, and then I give you the $100 credit. Either way, any which way, we'll get you in. David, how are ya? Oh, Marcy. Wait, I want to put a Facebooker up here. Happy to see you on a Sunday. Only recently discovered you. I have a lot to watch and learn. Thanks for what you do. You are welcome. I love what I do. This is fun. It doesn't even feel like it's hard work, but it doesn't feel like work. You know what I mean? Like it's just, love it. Yes, Sam, I did that. I did do that. Wait, I think I got that one. Maybe that was in there. Is there a lag in the chat? There is. Oh, wait, Megan, this is a great one. Actually, I don't know that I've ever been asked this. Megan asked, how long should one spend preparing for an interview? It depends what the interview is. So often what I would do is before I go into the very first interview, I'm spending a lot of time making sure that I review the company, I review all the public information, I look at their entire digital footprint, everything I can find. I especially look at the person I'll be interviewing with. I especially look at the person who might be my boss, if I know that. Maybe I don't. I get my questions in order. And there's a lot of things that you're doing to prepare yourself anyway. Meaning, okay, what are all the questions I'm going to ask in general? What are all the questions I'm going to ask specifically about this company, about this interviewer, all that good stuff. You could be spending hours to get ready. Really can. So it really depends. But that's a great question. Let's see. Wanderlust. I bought your resume builder and intervention. Awesome. Was offered a position after the second interview. Thank you so much. I love it. Oh my God, that is awesome, and I'm thrilled. Thank you for that. Oh, Warren Coyle. How you doing, my friend? Everyone, boot camper here. That's right. Any suggestions on time management? Currently, my employer has had me on 6-day running around 10 hours a day, finding it hard to manage my job search. So here's what I would do. If you're running 6 days a week, 10 hours a day, then I'm only carving out a certain amount of time on my whatever off. I know you probably have a weird day of the week off. Whatever that day is, I'm trying to do everything I can to set up my job search challenge stuff. You would know what I'm talking about this. And then I would stagger the release of those emails throughout the week. You can schedule them. And I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Everybody else might not know what I'm talking about, Warren, but I'm talking to you. So that's what I would do, and then I would leave some of that day for your lovely girlfriend. So that'd be the best way to do it. And it's not a great thing. 10 hours a day plus your commutes plus all that leaves doesn't leave a lot of time for me time or for job searching. So I would probably package it as efficiently as I could on whatever the off day was. And that would be it. And I would also hope that this schedule doesn't keep up for you forever. But yeah, I've been wondering where you've been. I've been missing you. But I hope that helps. I miss you too, Kathleen. So awesome. I'm just zipping through what's direct here. All right, hey, Gregory Allen. I'm meeting a previous boss on my suggestion. He asked for an agenda, which I texted. No great love, but he knows I deliver and has agreed to meet me. What do I do? You go in and you meet like you're interviewing brand new almost, and you highlight you need to remind him how awesome you are. And I probably, you obviously have a relationship with him if you're texting him stuff. You know what? And I don't know, what your situation is, how badly you need this job, how badly you want this job, or any of that stuff. But I don't know that I would handle anything differently than I would tell you to do all the other stuff. I really wouldn't. I am a fan of, if you are in a pickle, going back to people that you know. At least you know what you're getting. So good luck on that one, my friend. Recruit me. Millennial brand belt. Ginny, how are you? I love it. Oh, wait, here we go. Hang on. Oh, Jay. Let's see if I can. All right, my friend doesn't have a degree, but wants to apply for a job. She has a lot of experience, though. Should she apply? Yes, 100% final answer. She is a dancer and wants to be a dance teacher. Should she do a website too? She certainly could in the arts. So obviously there are some professions where a website is awesome. Graphic designers, right? If you've got a portfolio of any kind, if you're a photographer, if you're a videographer, if you're in the arts, if you're a musician, if you're any of that stuff. Yes. Jay, tell her to give it hell. Wait, Fetty, why am I going to get mad at you? Oh, they won't get mad at you. You won't. Go get them. Okay, Eugene. So, interestingly, Eugene, this is, or Eugene, I think maybe Eugene, I'm not sure. But, hi, Andy. Any advice on finding hidden jobs? Only 4 to 7% of all jobs are advertised where I live. Guess what? Where I live, less than 20% are advertised, and people don't know that. All of you in the United States, less than 20% of jobs are publicized. Okay? So, I want you all to go. Well, if you are in my job search boot camp, you go to the job search challenge 5-module thing that I set up for you. If you are not in my boot camp, you go to my YouTube channel and you look for my job search challenge video that I released, I don't know, a couple of months back, and you do that. It's about a 30-minute video, and I guarantee you that is how you find the jobs. That is how you find the jobs. End of the story. Just go do that. Job search challenge. Do that. That's how you surface them. All right. So Linda, we do have sample resume text, but only only for the boot campers. Only for the boot campers on that one. Jeffrey Charles, hey to you. Renan on Facebook, great. Jay, going back to the dancer here. Should she send her CV to other dance schools even if they don't have any openings? Always, yes. Job searching, people, is about you controlling your outflow, your marketing of yourself and bringing yourself to the world. It is not about publicized openings and the limitations people are going to put upon you as to what's available. I just got done saying 20% of jobs are less than 20% are actually publicized. So go. And great companies, dance or any otherwise, are always hiring. And even if there's not an open, if I got a sales team and it's got 10 salespeople on the team, 2 or 3 of them can go at all times, right? So if you send me a message and you're a salesperson and you don't see a sales position on my corporate website, that doesn't mean anything, right? I would look at that resume, and if I thought I could upgrade my team for somebody who was eloquent, articulate, sent me a message, and was a badass, I'm inviting you in for an interview. And if it works out, then somebody else will have to go, or I'll augment my team. It's the truth. Less than 20%. All right. Let me see. Oh, hang on. Let me get a little happy here. All right. Miko View. Hello, been in a job for 6 months. Great learning opportunity, but very time demanding. Okay. Want more work-life balance. You recommend staying for another 6 months or start a new search? Afraid may be viewed as negative. So I have a pecking order. I genuinely believe this, and I'm not being flip, folks. I have a pecking order. My happiness is at top. How it looks is like way at the bottom. Okay? I mean that. Any story can be spun any way you need to figure out how to articulate why it only lasted 6 months. Okay? Now, I probably would go and search while I would not leave, and I would just, why you want to leave? Well, don't say it's about time demands. It's got to be about something else. So, I thought this opportunity was for me. I completely own my choice. I thought it was going to be. It turns out it's not in alignment with what I want and whatever, however you want to articulate it. And so now I have a better appreciation of what it is I'm looking for. I'm not going to make this mistake again, and so on. And you go. I would not spend 1 minute longer doing anything I don't want to do. Believe me, I wish you good luck. You'll figure that out. I mean, you'll figure out how to articulate it. I'm not sure what this is, El Fahidi. A follow-up email in 1 sentence without seeming pushy or needy. I'm not sure what you're asking. I probably wouldn't follow up in just 1 sentence, but I would. I'm not sure what that is. Ooh. Let me see here. How are we doing on? How long have I been on? It's like my wife's probably like, it's so funny. I'm like, hey, honey, I gotta go test something. Let me, I'm gonna just go live for a little while. How long have I been on? How long's the stream been going? I lose myself in, like, what did I go on? Maybe 3 o'clock? So we've been on for what, an hour and 20 minutes? Hang on. Bruno. Okay, I haven't worked in a long time. I spent the last 4 years to get my BA in criminal justice. Awesome. But can't find a job. Still going to school for master's in education. What should I do to be employable right now? Well, I think you are employable. If you are reaching out to organizations in some way, shape, or form where you could leverage your degrees, I would do that. You are employable. I'm always going to point you back to my job search challenge. That's the best way to find a job. The best, highest results, fastest. All right, Bruno, you are employable, my friend. Sergio, good luck on that. Oh, wait, Ruthie. Oh, wait, my name is Sergio. Yeah, good luck. You're nervous because you're 40. Stop it, puppy. Josiah, I'm glad you are here. And then I see a bunch of you mentioning, yeah, that stuff was working. Is this a YouTube comment? So when you guys, so here's what I see. I can see you all in one stream, and it's pretty cool. And then but what it does is it takes away your pictures. So Modest Virgo, I see you that you're on YouTube, and Tammy, I see that you, yeah, you guys are great. Tammy, Kathleen, just angels. All right, let's see if I can. You're not going to be desperate. Don't worry about it, Bruno. So wait, I want you to know something. Hang on. Bruno, back to you. Criminal justice, right? You got your degree. That's all. Big deal. I mean, that's awesome. It's no big deal that you took time to go and get your degree. And I would just check out my video on how to handle employment gaps. And that will help. It'll answer a bunch of questions for you. It's literally called How to Handle Employment Gaps. Let me see, Josiah. I recently viewed your My Top 5 Questions to Ask in a Job Interview. My upcoming interview tomorrow has at least 3 stages. At what stage should I ask any of those questions? You need to gauge what stage would be appropriate for those questions. But I guarantee you, the question about what does success look like in a year from now, what specifically, you better ask that to your boss at whatever stage you're in. So I would pick and choose, but that one for sure. Make sure you get that answered. Let me see. Lorena, I was on an interview where I had the language skills and the customer service experience, but none in food trade. They asked me about this again, although the resume shows I don't have it. What is a good answer? As you can see from my resume, I don't have experience in that area. However, and then I want you to go to, Lorena, if you have interview intervention, inside the book, there is a chapter called My Silver Bullet Interview Chapter. It's a Silver Bullet Interview, title of the chapter. Question number 10 is how do you educate yourself? And actually, I created a video about how to get the job when you lack the experience that was built based on that question, and how to answer an interview when you either don't know the answer or don't have the experience. And I just call your attention, all of you, to all of that, because if you have the book, or if you have the interview intervention book, question number 10, that's what I'm talking about. And then if you don't have the book, get the book. If you want, go right to my YouTube channel, and there's a video about how to get the job when you lack the experience. That's the answer to your question. And that's exactly what I would say to them in that video. All right. Mr. David, boot camper, 57 years young, finishing MS and PM. Awesome. Can I list some of my course? Yes, you can. So here's what I would do. In the career profile, right? MS and PM target completion December 2020. At the bottom, where your education is, put in, finishing MS, current course curriculum, current relevant course curriculum includes, and then list them. Awesome. Folks, remember, a resume is not a document of your work history. It is a marketing vehicle to get to where you want to go. Do whatever you have to do in it to make that happen. David, especially you, my boot camper. Jan or Jan, is it? I got my dream job following you and DG stuff. Oh my God, good for you. Congratulations. Jay, you're welcome. Gregory, that's it. It is a pickle. You got that right. Oh, can I put this up here? Because Warren Coyle is a great dude who I have personally met and hugged. Thank you, Andy. Also, if any of you have thoughts about joining the boot camp, please do. It's amazing. It teaches you so much. It's also not a one-time thing. Andy allows you to keep, attending future camps and learning and keep growing. It's been an amazing investment if you are willing to do the work. I gotta tell you, this is the one thing that you guys, wait, hang on one second, guys. The one thing that you got to remember about the boot camp, it's a one-time entry fee. It's lifetime coaching. It's lifetime access, upgrades, coaching. You come to, like these sessions I was talking about on Fridays, we're in a cluster of 4 Fridays in a row, but like March, there's one on the 13th. June, there's one other one, and then July, there's a bunch more. And you get your job, you come back, ask me your career development questions, all that good stuff. It's great fun. It really is. And Warren, I appreciate you, giving that shout out. That's some good stuff, man. Thank you for that. Joshua Kirby. Wait, here's another one. This is a great dude. All right, you always have the right answers exactly when I'm looking for them. Thanks, Andy. Also, I'm loving the interview intervention book received this week. Folks, $7. Just for the envelope and the guys to pick it at the warehouse because I have to pay for all that too. So I bought the book and I even pay the shipping. Get it. EWS, referring to functional skills. Awesome. Thank you for that. Solid Rock. Oh, man. One of the best. Thank you. Megan, this is a great question. So Megan's asking, are cover letters really necessary? Yes and no. If they ask for them, they're necessary. But I did a video titled, do employers really how do employers read cover letters? It's like literally on that. Check my YouTube channel in the cover letter playlist. And yes, they're necessary. Do them. I give you all sorts of samples. And then I even shot that video on how they look at them. Like when they look at them, how they look at them. So check that out. All right. Hey, wait, I gotta get rolling, folks. You guys are awesome. Wait, look at this one. The Underdog. Red questions. Are there always multiple ways to apply for a job even when the company gives one way, meaning an ATS route? Yes. Go to my job search challenge video. Do that. Seriously, I give you the different ways and the different ways to trump the applicant tracking system. Believe me, the applicant tracking system is the most difficult way to find a job. The most difficult. Less than 20% of the jobs are actually advertised. Trust me on this one. All right, you guys are awesome. Wait, how an hour and a half on a Sunday? That's pretty good. All right, so you guys saw what I'm looking at. You now know the craziness. You now know why I'm as nutty as I am. I'm not sure my schedule this week. If I'm here for live office hours on Thursday, we're trying to get the schedule nailed down. Normally this would all be in place, but I had some things in flux. But if you are in the boot camp, I am definitely with you on Friday. And if we're at live office hours on Thursday, I'll be able to slide up your questions and all that good stuff because this thing seems to be working. And even if we're not multicasting, I'll definitely be on the YouTube channel. All right, you guys, have a great weekend. Happy Sunday. I hope everybody has a great week, and extra special good wishes to those with all of you guys got these interviews tomorrow. Glad we could squeeze a little coaching. All right, you guys take care, and I'm sure it's going to take me like 8 minutes to figure out how to shut this thing down. All right, 1 hour and 39 we've been live. All right.